Sorry about that. I had to stretch. In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this channel is not to be viewed by children under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everybody, Dragon King Mark here, and welcome to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut Part 3. Last we left off, we returned back home to our main base in the Cruise Bazaar, and we ended up exploring the place and delivering the bad news to the residents about Monica's death. But we did also help out Altu with his errand, and we got information about Green Winters. Let's go talk. Shift. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yep. I spoke to Altu. He gave me this memory stick. Let's see what his agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text fills the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes split back and forth. I guess that would probably be like the same display we're reading this. That actually makes sense. Baragazi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel and a cesspool of a Kiev called Drogenkip. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It's a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Drogenkip. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently there was some contention between two gangs over the control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Iger slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people, we have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Iger. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Shift is the right choice to lead the mission. There is a long pause before Iger speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake the decision for a reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable. We all know she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge? Again? She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Shift is the reason we're still alive, Iger. He kept us together. He let us out of there in one piece. Making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts a hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Iger's voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look what that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter. The mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages to smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. That they do. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it, let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Shift, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather he take the lead, I'll abide by that. But I want to hear each of you say it. I've got no quarrel with you, Iger. I'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest, hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflectively, she takes a half step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Shift saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, it means I follow his lead a while longer. Gloria's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment, therefore I trust in Shift's judgment. The discussion is finished, Iger. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Shift will take Monika's place as the leader of this team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monika's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. Iger gives you a small nod. That's big of you. She looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down at Dante. Then she sighs. I don't agree with the decision, but I will respect it. She nods again, more decisively this time. Shift takes the lead then. Conversation closed. Okay, it's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed. I have transferred the information that we received from Altu to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monika's personal workstation, Shift. Now it's yours. Monika kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Amsel turns his attention away from you and back to his computer screen. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Dragonkip. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn will be easier, faster anyway. Thanks for the tip. U-Bahn it is. Iger nods and turns to check on our equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. Okay. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you will be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for permanent emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some Mona trauma kits to the field. These can be purchased at the street doc's office in the Cruise Bazaar. Okay! Good, game saved. I've been making, Shift, you should probably get ready for your trip to Das Kesselhaus. Time is short. Got a question for you about the Cruise Bazaar. A little slice of heaven, isn't it? What can I tell you about RTS? I'd like you taking some of the other people in the Cruise Bazaar. Very well. Where to begin? Samuel Beckenbauer is a good man, perhaps a bit xenophobic, but this is to be expected. He fights for the rights of the goblinoid races, the orcs and trolls, yes? And they have been more vilified and victimized than any of the other metahuman breeds. What is important is that he is a leader and a healer, and that he helps people. In the soy calf shop, you'll find Jan Goldschmidt. I tell you that you will find him there because he never seems to leave the place. Every time I go for a coffee, he's there sipping on soy calf. Beyond that, I cannot say what I think of the man. He's a jovial sack of fat. Perhaps if you speak with him, you can learn something more. Any more questions for me, or may I get back to work? Cruise Bazaar again. Where can I sell pay data? I checked the Shadowlands BBS on the mission computer. Monika, she used the bidding service there to sell valuable data. Okay. And I need to stock up. As luck would have it, there are a variety of individuals within the Cruise Bazaar who can help you with that. Some are even reputable. What are you looking for? Guns. Lots of them. Mil-spec if possible. You'll want to talk to the Metbacks. Old Gunari is a hard man, but he'll cut you a fair deal as long as you treat his people with respect. Look for the Romani caravans on the east side of town. Cyberware. Anywhere we can find? If by DC you mean competent, then yes. Around the corner you'll find a clinic called Triage. The owner, Dr. Ezekiel, is a cyber surgeon of some renown. He can see your needs. As long... You don't seem to be overly fond of this Dr. Ezekiel. Is it so obvious? Yes, I suppose that it is probably. I have many friends abroad, Shift, and I hear stories of Escabel's native Spain that do not incline me to like the man. That said, there is a difference between a man's deeds and his work. Escabel, by all accounts, is by all accounts an excellent surgeon. So long as your association with him begins and ends there, I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Tell me about what you heard from your friends in Spain. No, I'd rather not. I've said too much already. It's not, and it isn't my place to deprive the man of business. In the end, it doesn't matter what I think of him. When it comes to our suppliers, we don't get to pick and choose. If you want your chrome, Escabel is your only choice. I wonder what's going on in Spain now. Okay, I need tech, decks, rigs, drones, that kind of thing. There's a little shop down the road that you might want to try. Check out the data haven on the west end of town. The owner ran jobs for me 7 or 8 years ago. She's well connected and discreet. Well connected and discreet are good. I'll be sure to look her up. Very good. Is there anything else you need to know? Magic. Is there a decent talismonger around here? Yes. As it happens, the cruise master has been blessed with an excellent talismonger. Search for an unmarked shop with black curtains on the east side of town. The proprietor is a wonderful man with an encyclopedic understanding of the arcane, and his assistant is quite lovely as well. Does this proprietor have a name? He is an elf named Algernon. If the assistant has a name, I haven't heard it. She's a captivating young woman, but how to put it? A bit strange, I suppose. She has a peculiar manner and extraordinary eyes. We'll have to see for yourself. We already did, if you remember last episode. Okay, drugs. I need combat stamps. Amsel lets out a weary sigh. Yes, yes. There's a guy. He calls himself Zach Flash, and he's more of a street person than anything else. If you're looking for drugs, he's the one you should talk to. He can get you what you need if you're willing to put up with him. One can occasionally find him crawling around the U-bend entrance in the northwest. Caffeine. We're gonna get a decent cup of soy calf. As luck would have it, there's an excellent soy calf shop just outside. If you're willing to splash it out, the proprietor, Mr. Alchu Barakazi, has genuine coffee from his native Turkey. Such luxuries are rare, even in Berlin. It's well worth the cost if you can afford it. Alright. Is there anything else? Very well. You need, or... Ansel shakes his gaze down to the papers on his desk and looks at you in the eye. He's far too polite to tell you that you're wasting his time, but he doesn't take the genius to figure out what he's thinking. Okay. I'd like to ask you about another member of the team. If you have questions about your teammates, I recommend checking your mission computer. I know that Monica wrote dossiers on each of them. Ansel's voice is sad. She'd be the best qualified to tell you about her capacities anyway. I don't need anything. Sorry to have bothered you. Now we can talk to everyone again. I've got nothing more to say, boss. Let's just get this run taken care of. You can hit me up again later if you want to talk. Iger? This isn't the best time of times. Come back later if you want to talk. What? Dang it! Let me speak to Glory! I'm gonna have to go behind the couches again, aren't I? We've got a job to prepare for a shift. I don't have any more time to talk. Hit me up after the run if you like, but for now I need some space. So yeah, reason why I had to make the last stream a bit small was because of the fact that something was up with YouTube yet last week. I don't know what was going on, but Saturday I wasn't able to do a complete 1 hour stream. Sunday I was able to, but I kept it small for reasons. But the mission computer. Your workstation and mission computer. The command center for your team's operations and your last link to the memory of Monica Schaefer. Her thoughts and words live on in the machine. At times it's easy to forget that she's gone. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message on the upper right corner notifies you that you have 0 unread messages. Check the inbox. Read old messages. Hello, Ace. The screen flickers to life and Monica's face appears. Her hands are on her hips and she's wearing a wry smile. Hey Ace, if you're reading this, this means I'm either dead or stepped down. Hopefully the latter, but probably the former. Not many Shadowruns make it to a retirement age. In any case, I'm sure that you'll do a fine job in the role. If you need anything, talk to Paul. He's a good man and he knows how important it is to me that you take my place. One last thing, Ace. Iger might cause you some problems. In fact, I think it's a fair bet that she already has. Just remember, she brings something to this team that nobody else does. You'll want her on your side. My advice to you is this. Hold your own with her. If she pushes you, push back. Don't try to butter her up with flattery. She'll see right through it. Most of all, do what you can to earn her respect. She'll never be satisfied following you if you don't give her a better reason than because Monica said so. I have faith in you, Ace. It's up to you to justify that faith. She half turns away from the camera, then returns her attention to you. The image is uncannily lifelike. Oh, and by the way, Ace, if you botch this, I'm coming back and haunting your ass. I mean that. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back in your inbox. So she left a message in case she died. Let's access the job directory. Jobs main. Nothing here. Current completed jobs. Nothing here. Let's actually access the Shadowlands BBS. Shadowland connection established successfully. Link strength 100, spoofing 1, group info null and none. Welcome to Shadowlands. Let's post that pay data we got. Attach data to a scroll account. Data will be automatically sold to the highest bidder. Requires will remain anonymous throughout transaction. Now, reschedule. Posting successful. It will remain active for 2 days. Now let's check out let's search the BBS. Topics match local keywords. Threat. Killer in Seattle? Anyone else reading about this? Seed's got a Lone Star contract and they can't catch the guy. The Emerald City Ripper has been on a spree and so far no one has a clue. Pathetic. If someone like that had happened on my block, some vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Or Maelstrom. 41358-720. Oh, this was about returns. Who says that it's a he? They don't have any leads. Tolstoy. It looks like it was a few seconds ago. Ha! I was be in Seattle next week. Forward any info you have about this Ripper and I'll see about taking him out for a date with my Walter MA 2100. I'm sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for whoever blasts this goon. Pro shot. 415-18. Oh, that must have been recent. And we're posted on the thread. So it looks like people were talking about the Ripper case. And if I remember right, Dragonfall takes place, I think, the same week as Returns, so this is the same time frame. Who is Blutz? I think that's the name. I'm still recovering the logs. This hot dogger just trashed my LAN TRID hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed over his cartoons getting canceled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my desk, and I'll be cleaning them all day. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you're allowed to deck in this town. Lumens. 130, 32, 50, 9, 26, 54. Step up your security. Write some white IC programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for a few hours next time he tries it. Tolstoy again. 4 hours ago. Your IC is quick. Having IC is no good if it can't catch up with an intruder. CW, the smiling bandit strikes again. Ha ha ha. Is that Harlequin? Like clockwork! If you two are finished, I did have IC on the thing. Tracked the whole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking on my LAN and it left an unsecured jack point in a bathroom stall. Old as hell maintenance jack in a fuse box. My security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowland ain't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Got to see you fix your own problem. The way you're gonna learn. Maelstrom. I love the BBS sports. I really do. And okay, internet quality is not. This is not good. Let's access Monica's personal team files. Watch Monica's entry on AMSO. Image of Monica appears on the screen. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. She pauses for a moment. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. The image winks back on the screen. Alright, that was enough. Dietrich? Monica shows up. Dietrich, one of my dearest friends, and a shaman of tremendous power. Good man to have on your side. I tend to use Dietrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like Iger or Glory. But when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment on his own. Can't think of much else to say about Dietrich. Just a good, reliable guy. She pauses for a moment. When she speaks, you can hear a tint of guilt in her voice. He's getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner. Not sure how many years he's got ahead of him in this game, but I'll be happy to run with him for as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, if he can survive this, that'll be great. Glory. Glory, our damaged enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think I'll ever really know her. Somehow not anyone will. On an operational level, Glory's solid. That crow of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hands razors. When her adrenal pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of that, Glory's a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine, yet another question mark. She's patched me up a few dozen times. Between her skill with a medkit and digestive magic, we haven't had much trouble with serious injuries. In our line of work, that's a luxury. Blanca pauses for a moment and shrugs. And that's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, and spends most of her off time staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her past. Deep down, I think she's still running from it. I'm sure that cyberware has ties to it somehow. I don't know. Maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to think that she will. We'll see, I suppose. Iger. What to say about Iger? She's smart, she's strong, and she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun. She's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there's some disadvantages too. All that military training has left her, how to say it, rigid, I suppose? Unlike the others, Iger isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists and maps and timetables. She wants a hierarchy, and she wants it formalized. I don't think she realizes it, but giving her what she wants will destroy this team. Glory and Didrex wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know that I wouldn't, but she keeps on pushing, all the same. Monica shakes her head. One of these days, the situation is gonna come to a head. Just hope that it doesn't happen soon. And for us, Shift, my secret weapon. I've run enough with Shift to know that he's trustworthy. Good in a fight too, but beyond all that, it's just good to see him again. There aren't too many people left from the old days. Far too few. And Shift, she smiles. Well, he was always the best of them. She takes a deep breath and shakes her head with a sigh. God, that was sappy. Meant or no, we record this before Shift gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that he'll be on hand to fill my shoes. It's not what Iger would want, but it is what it would be best for the team. So she knew. So I guess she planned for all this in the end. All right. You've done everything. All right, I already used the thing. But let's go and take the U-bend. But before we do that, let's go talk to Zach. So yeah, I beat the game Haven. Great game. Well, the characters remain the great aspect of it. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated, and as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bucked-out eyes in yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freund. You here for some magic because Zach Flash introduces himself with a dramatic flourish. He's your magic man. I might be interested. Zach cocks his head and offers you a lopsided grin. Well then, I might be able to help you. He begins to twist a strand of his long, stringy hair along one of his spiderly fingers. The smell seems fixed. A pearly crescent set into a face caked with grime. Don't need suspense, what do you got? Oh, a little of everything. I got your Zen and your Hyper, your Nitro and your Nova Cook. If you want it, I got it. Zach leans towards you and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. So, want to conduct a little business? What's the deal with the concoction? Flash's grin broadens even further. His mouth is disturbingly large, and there's something menacing about the sound of those two white teeth. This is the real deal, chummer. A proprietary plan designed and delivered by yours truly. Pharmaceutical grade kamikaze, covered with genuine spirit residue from a tear, and mixed with my secret blend of herbs and spices. Produces a small packet filled with the iridescent purple granules of from the pocket of his dirty jeans. And when I get high, buy some Nova Cook and do yourself a party. But if you want to soar, you get yourself some Flash. So, what do you like a little business? You say you knew magic. You street mage? Zack lets out a throaty, barking laugh. Street mage? Me? Do I look like a street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He fishes a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before your eyes. No, chummer, I'm not a street mage. I've got the magic in my blood and the magic in these bags. We won't catch old Zack singing these books. Well, in that case, tell me about the magic you got in that bag there. What do you got? Oh, right. What's to do with the bandages on your hands? Zack snorts out a short burst of laughter. He wrangles his bandages hands in front of you. Oh, these? Nothing much, chummer, nothing much. Since with the spirit back in Amsterdam. You know, we elves are very spiritual people. You fought a spirit with your bare hands? Did I say fought? Zack winks at you. His smile twists into a lascivious smirk. Get up on noticing his eyelashes appear to be dusted with glitter. Nah, chummer. Zack Flash is a lover, not a fighter. We partied, then we tussled. I don't think it banged up under circumstances. Gotcha. What was it you were saying about elves? Elves, you know, my people, are creatures of the spirit. We have the magic in our blood whether we sling spells or not. I'm telling you, I've talked to spirits all my life, and it has nothing to do with praying to a totem or studying spellbooks. Flash lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper again. Between you and me, a mojo stake is stronger than any corp wage mages. Think those rat scum bastards that has technology. They cast spells all day and night, right? Fire this and lighting that, just tossing them around like candy. Right. Yeah, well, look, I gotta run. Catch you later, Zack. Zack offers you a broad, exaggerated wave. Later on there, chum of mine. In case if you actually haven't realized it yet, he's not actually an elf. He's what the Shadowlands would call. He's what the community would call a poser. Ah, there's the band. Let's roll. Assemble the team and travel to Das Class House Hotel to search for Green Winters. And now we get to make the team. I think. The drug pit. Das Kesselhaus Hotel and Nightclub. Crown Jewel of Drogenkip. The filthiest kiosk in Berlin. Opening the door to the ground level dance club is like bashing your head into a wall of sound. Flashing lights stab your eyes. The air is perfumed with cheap synthanol and engine grease. Everything here is cranked up to 11. A playground for the numb. Green Winters is somewhere in this building. You steer yourself for the sensory onslaught and step inside. The team makes a quick check of their weapons and follows you into Das Kesselhaus. Well, we really don't have much to go on right now. Let's roll. Ooh. But I'll save that for next time. I know this is a short episode, a short stream and all, but I don't want to risk it with how YouTube's been. That, and I figured, you know, internet quality, don't want to risk it. Anywho, I'm Dragon King Mark, and this has been Let's Play Shadowrun Part 3. Next time on Part 4, we're going to locate Green Winters in a nightclub. This ought to be fun. Anyway, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I'm going to upload. Hit the subscribe button if you want to basically, you know, keep an eye on me. And I'll, actually, no, just hit the subscribe button if you feel like it. And I'll see you guys next time. Laters.